At one of the lowest points in my life, I was sitting at a table with a whole bunch of friends, and they were trying to encourage me, and I couldn't hear a word they were saying. I was consumed and feeling so unworthy because I felt like God called me to something great, but day after day I was failing. I felt like I was unable, unqualified, and at that lowest point, God showed me a vision, and there was this commanding chief officer right before me, standing, facing away from me, waiting for me. He was like clothed in like radiating brilliant light, and it hit me so hard, like, dude, Joshua saw this same commander. In the book of Joshua in the Bible, Joshua is getting ready to lead the nation of Israel against the city of Jericho. And it's wartime, it's life and death intensity, and he sees this soldier and he's like, hey, who are you? Are you on our side or theirs? And this soldier, he says, neither side. I'm the commander of the Lord of heaven's armies. I'm commanding heaven's angelic hosts. And Joshua almost missed it. He almost put his agenda in front of God's agenda, but he recognized God, and he bowed down in reverence, and he said, I'm at your command. And at this crucial point in history, there's so many wars, conflicts, debates, disputes in politics, elections, in education, in religion, even the religious between denominations. And we're so quick to assume in our great and mighty wisdom that God supports our agenda. And we miss it so often, that God has such a greater agenda. And this agenda is his kingdom. For Pilate said to Jesus, hey, why are the Jews trying to crucify you? And Jesus said, my kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my followers would support me, would defend me. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here. And my brothers, my sisters, God is calling us to this kingdom epic war, this battle. And he's calling us because he has given us life, to bring light to the darkness, to bring hope to the hopeless, to bring wisdom to those who are confused, to bring peace to those who are anxious and worried, to bring confidence to those who are afraid. Man, he's called us to such greatness, and it's not dependent on how much we fail him. For he is ready, this mighty warrior chief is ready to give us his armor of light, and we stand in his excellence, battling in his strength, and we get caught up in our little tiny agendas, in our little disputes that don't last a day, that will only last a week, a month, a year. And our souls are eternal. And God loves us so much. He sent Jesus to conquer sin, death, and hell, and to bring that love to our hearts. And we waste our time doing what? Guys, let's unite. Let's quit bickering. I have friends in Uganda. They, from sun up to sundown, 16, 18-hour days, these guys are loving people. These guys are feeding orphans. These guys are going out with no money, feeding people, helping people, preaching the news that God loves even the wretched sinners like us. And he came to save us and bring us home in heaven, an eternal home. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And so I want to ask you guys, the Lord of heaven's armies, Psalm 46 verse 7, the Lord of heaven's armies is here among us, and he's waiting for us. Are you guys capturing and recognizing that God's agenda is greater than your agenda? And if so, what are you doing about it?